Hey, my name is Theodore Mercado, Ample ID 5432. It is May 23rd, 2022. I am on part 1 of the Physics 114 final exam project. On my honor, I attest the work you are about to see is my own, and I am following the letter and rules by which this exam project is being given. The question I'm answering right now is going to be explain how the changes in gas pressure relates to your ability to breathe. So for this one, I'm going to be using the information given in lecture 11. Okay, lecture 11 here. This is on respirations, gas, and pressure. So for this, explaining how the gas pressure relates to our ability to breathe, we would have to look at a diagram of it first. Here, let me get it. So of the lungs, we have here. So the lungs and the diaphragm are the major components or muscles that control our ability to breathe. And they can actually be modeled by, it might be a little hard to see, by Boyle's law. So Boyle's law here is represented by P1 times V1 will equal P2 by V2. So what that means is pressure 1 here and volume 1 here are going to equal the same thing evident on the pressure 2 and volume 2. I mean, that would be most evident with the two lungs here. So the volume is being controlled by the diaphragm. As we breathe in, the diaphragm is almost dragged downwards, kind of like a balloon in a sense, or a plastic bag, I think they explained in the lecture video. But it is actually dragged downwards, and then when you exhale, you breathe out, the diaphragm here is going to push that air out of your lungs. So the diaphragm is actually acting to change the volume inside of the lungs for what is held in there, which is usually going to be gas. So because Boyle's law here, it shows how gas pressure relates to volume and how they're directly proportional because they're equal to each other. So as the gas is taken into the oxygens, oxygenating the body and everything like that, changing pH, the diaphragm is going to push upwards and get that air and gas out of the lungs as you exhale. And when you inhale, the diaphragm is, as I said before, going to get dragged downwards, and then it'll just push up as you expire. So that is basically how gas pressure relates to our ability to breathe. Boyle's law is probably the most efficient at capturing that. It's directly proportional, and the diaphragm and the lungs operate to keep everything equal.